Hey, are you thinking about moving to Seattle, Washington, maybe a suburb around it like Kent, Washington? Well, in today's video, we're going to jump into my computer, look at the Google map of Kent, Washington, so that if you're not from around here, you can sort of get a lay of the land. Where are the lakes? What are the nearby cities? What is it close to? Where are the high schools? What are some fun things to do? Things like that. So if that sounds of interest to you, let's not waste another minute and get right into it. Hey, if this is your first time in my channel and you want to know about moving to Seattle or the suburbs around it like Kent, then subscribe to my channel and tap that bell for notifications so that you can be the first to learn about the current market here in Seattle, Washington. Hi, this is Kelsey Anderson, and we get contacted all the time from people just like you looking to make their move to Seattle, and we love it. So get in contact with me using the information in the description below so we can help you make that smooth move to Seattle. Now, as I was saying, we're gonna jump into my computer so we can get a better idea about what's going on here in Kent, Washington. Follow me. Here we are looking at Kent on a map. I'm zoomed out here a little bit so that you can kind of get an idea of where Kent is located as it relates to the bigger metropolitan areas like Seattle and Tacoma to the north and to the south. So as you can see, Kent is located right here in the middle, and Seattle is up here and Tacoma is down here. So Kent is right here in the middle. You can go north to Seattle and you can go south to Tacoma, and you're not too far away from this little suburb of a city located south of Seattle. Kent is a pretty big suburb of Seattle. It has 137,000 people with a median home price of $595,000. This is the fourth largest distribution and kind of industrial city in the country. So lots of industrial warehouses and distribution businesses happening right here in the city of Kent. It is the sixth largest city in the state of Washington, and it is home to many businesses, headquarters of Oberto's Sausage Company and Whirlpool, and companies like Boeing and Amazon have huge distribution and manufacturing facilities here in Kent. Kent is also known for its beautiful outdoor recreation, which we're definitely going to get into here in a minute. Kent is broken into three geographical regions. You've got the East Hill, which is located right around here and has many residential homes and neighborhoods spread out across golf courses and lakes and other things like that. And then there's Kent Valley, which is here in sort of the central district that has a lot of those industrial warehouses and distribution centers like I was mentioning. And then you've got West Hill over here on the west side, closer to Des Moines and SeaTac. And that's where you are going to have a mix of residential homes and retail stores as well. Let's look at the cities that are right around Kent. Just north of Kent, up here, is Renton. Just north of Kent, Washington, is Renton. So that's located right here. Just to the east, you're going to have Covington. To the south, you've got the great city of Auburn. And then to the west, we've got the towns of Des Moines and Federal Way. And that's going to take you right to the Puget Sound. So those are the cities right around Kent, Washington. We want to take a look at the highways that are going to get us into the cities of Bellevue or Seattle or Tacoma. We're going to want to look at the main highway 167 that runs right through the middle part of Kent and connects you up to 405. 405 is going to take you north up to Bellevue and Redmond and all the businesses and fun that's happening up north. And then you can also take 405 to get to this main highway, I-5, Interstate 5, which goes all the way down the West Coast, including Washington, Oregon, California, what have you. And so that's a huge highway. 167 just runs parallel to that and connecting to I-5 from 167 to 405, or taking 516, which is a state route that runs east and west, taking you out towards Covington and Black Diamond and things of that nature. Those are going to be the main highways to get places. Now, taking I-5 and going south is going to help you get to Tacoma, and I-5 will also help you get into SeaTac Airport. So if you are someone that has to travel for work, look how close SeaTac Airport is to Kent. It's only about 15 minutes depending on where you're located. That could be a little bit less or a little bit more in Kent, but SeaTac Airport is just super, super duper close to most residents in Kent, Washington. Thinking about other fun things to do in Kent and kind of how to get there. So if we take Highway 18, which is located right down here on the southeast part, that can connect you out to 90. I-90 is going to take you out to Snoqualmie. So if you want to hit the mountains, you want to do some skiing or some snowboarding, or if you want to, float down the river in the middle of the summer, taking this Highway 18 over here out near Covington, connecting to 90 is going to be the route you go. So super easy to get to those mountains. We also have lots of lakes and trails here in Kent that I want to show you. One that shows up right on the map is the Sue's Creek Trail. This is an awesome trail. It runs, the creek itself is quite long, like over 20 miles, but the trail is 6.5 miles long, and it runs right along this sort of east part of the city. So let me just show you that real quick. So right down here is where you'll see that trail. So really great for biking and walking and taking your dog, going to parks. Right along the creek there, Sue's Creek, is really awesome. There's also tons of lakes. You've got Panther Lake up here. You've got Lake Meridian, which you'll see in my other videos. It's a really awesome lake for non-motorized vehicles. There's got a great park there. They have 4th of July celebrations, fireworks right on the lake here. And lots of folks can live around these lakes here in Kent. So really cool. Lots of parks scattered throughout the city, but those are some of the big lakes. There's also lots of golf courses. So if I zoom in here, you'll see that. So one notable golf area is the Meridian Valley Country Club. There's also other golf courses like the River Bend Golf Complex, which is a combination of an 18-hole golf course, a 3-par golf course, and I think there's also a driving range. That's going to be right down here in downtown Kent, near Kent Station. So that's really cool. If golf is your jam, if playing at lakes or hiking trails, places to picnic, it's scattered throughout the city. There is over 73 parks, from small parks to large parks in the city. You can, just looking at the map, you can see kind of green everywhere, right? A lot of green and blue. That's because it's a super kind of lush green backdrop of Kent, right? And then you also have lots of lakes outside of the city here. Over here is Lake Young. So this area is sort of shared with Renton a little bit, but Lake Young's is a 9-mile track round. I've jogged it. It's really awesome. So this is really cool. Lake Young's right here is another trail that you can enjoy here in Kent. One thing I do like to include in my map videos is a lay of where the high schools are located. So that if you are someone that's going to have kids that go through the school system, you want to know what schools your child will be going to, because that's going to impact the quality of education most likely, because some of the ratings are better than others. So here we jump into the Kent School District so that you can see the northern part of the city goes to Kent Ridge High School. That is going to be the highest rated high school here in Kent. And then a little bit lower here, still kind of in the East Hill neighborhood, is Kentwood High School. And this is actually, the school itself is located in Covington, but it's going to cover geographically a lot of the city of Kent. So that goes into Kentwood. Kent Meridian High School, located right here, is going to service families from the southwest part of Kent, and that's going to cover kind of the downtown area. And then the last high school area where you want to consider is Kent Lake High School. So this is on the kind of the southeast part. Lots of lakes out here, like Lake Meridian. Lake Sawyer's out here. So Kent Lake High School is in that southeast region. So depending on where you live, these are the boundaries for the different high schools and kind of where they're located in the city. There are 4 main high schools in the Kent School District. There are also 7 middle schools and 29 elementary schools scattered throughout the city, but I just like to focus on the high schools so that you can kind of get an idea of where those big high schools are located. I want to jump now into some of the restaurants and the different eateries sort of available around the city. So a huge draw for folks as far as restaurants are concerned, and a little bit of entertainment is right here near Kent Station. So Kent Station is located right off of 167, and that's sort of a hub close to downtown. Downtown has a lot of restaurants from every different culture you can imagine, but Kent Station does as well. Kent Station has the Showware Center, which is going to be your hockey, but it also has a movie theater down there. It has tons of restaurants and shopping and other retail stores, as well as museums down there and other sort of cultural centers. So if we jump in here, I want to show you, here's Kent Station on the map here, but you're gonna have down here Mama's Tortinis, which is a famous Italian restaurant. There's the Ram and the Rock Wood Fire Pizza for kind of American food places. You've got Greek and Turkish cuisine, as well as a bunch of highly rated Mexican options. There's a banyan tree for Indian cuisine. When I was downtown last, I was on that main strip down in kind of historic Kent. And there were, I wouldn't say one country was represented more than another. Tons of different food from all over the world really reflects the diversity that makes up the community here in Kent, Washington. It's an extremely diverse community. I believe the #1 most diverse city in the state of Washington. So it's really reflected in these restaurants. But Kent Station and down here in this main area is going to be where there's going to be a lot of restaurants. Further out from that, you have more of those residential areas. But down here in downtown Kent is where a lot of the restaurants are going to be located. The last thing I want to talk about is just some of the neighborhoods in Kent. I mentioned there's 3 main geographical regions, which is the west side over here, Kent Valley here in the central region, and then East Hill over on sort of the east side, but it takes over sort of a lot of the city, makes up the East Hill because it has a lot of residential areas spread out over a huge portion of this pretty big suburb. So there's the downtown neighborhoods, and these, it's mostly sort of warehouses and industrial areas. There's not a lot of neighborhoods here in this central Kent region, but there are some homes in this central Kent Valley. Another major neighborhood is East Hill. You can see it right here on the map. This is where you're going to have lots of different residential neighborhoods from new to old. You've got the upscale over $1 million homes located around the golf courses. And then you've got more inexpensive places, trickled throughout, because you do have a better price point in some of these neighborhoods, but you do have these upscale neighborhoods as well. So an example of that is this Meridian Valley Country Club area. So these neighborhoods have homes over $1 million, especially if it's on the lake, on Lake Meridian, or if it's on the golf course, like Meridian Valley Country Club, which is a gated community, a little bit higher end. You also have neighborhoods around Lake Meridian, and then also up on the north end near Panther Lake. So those are some of the popular neighborhoods that you might find yourself living in or looking at homes in. There's lots more neighborhoods. I mean, it's a huge town, but those are just some of the main ones. If you want a home on a lake or a golf course, you're going to be paying a little bit more money. If you want to live closer to the city and those industrial retail areas, you might find a little bit better of a price point, but you might not feel as safe closer to the city. It really depends on what you and your family are interested in. So let me pop out here and say my goodbye. So I hope you had some fun getting to know the city of Kent. Like I said, it is really close to Seattle. It's close to SeaTac Airport, and there's just so much recreational fun not very far away, including hiking and camping. So close. It's so close to Issaquah. Just lots of fun things to do in Kent. But you're going to want to check out some of my other videos so that you can get to know the downsides of living in Kent as well. But I hope I gave you a little bit better idea as far as the geographical region of Kent and sort of where things are located and how to get to the main places. So I had fun today. I hope you did too. If this video was of value to you, then please make sure to tap that bell for notifications and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss another update about the current market here in Seattle. I hope to see you around town. See you later.